I have worked with thousands of Etsy sellers and reviewed tens of thousands of listings, and the same mistake shows up every time. And it's not that sellers don't know SEO, it's that they're choosing product SEO versus customer SEO. And ultimately, that leads to low sales. Today, I'll show you how to do customer-centric SEO, and I'll show you the difference between what you're doing now and what you should be doing. So here's what's actually happening. You know your product inside out. You know the materials, the details, the dimensions, the finish. You know the customization options you have. And then when you sit down to create your listings, all of that product knowledge floods in and you start writing titles that describe the item. Can you see how that happens? But that's not how we want to write our SEO, because your customer doesn't know the exact specifics of the product that you are selling. They're not thinking about the materials or the dimensions. They're thinking about the problem they need to solve. And that's exactly what they're typing into the search bar. If you are a beginner, you might be wondering, what is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimization. It's basically the keywords that you put into your listings and your shop, and then the placement of those keywords. And those keywords and the placement will determine if you will get traffic from Etsy when people are searching for things. So if you don't do this right, no one will ever see your stuff. So the core problem is that your shop will get stuck if you keep thinking like a seller instead of a buyer. And here's the reason that this keeps happening. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. Etsy sellers are so immersed in their products that they naturally describe them in the way that they think about them, from the inside out, with the details in mind, because they put a lot of thought and effort into those specific details of the product. For example, a hammer. A hammer is a hammer to a seller, but the buyer for that hammer might actually be searching Father's Day gift for woodworker. Or a candle is a soy wax vessel with a wood wick, but then the buyer is actually typing in funny birthday gift for coworker. And so there's a massive gap in between how sellers describe their products and how buyers search for products. And most Etsy titles and Etsy SEO live entirely in seller language. And that's why most Etsy sellers aren't getting traffic. And if you're wondering, well, how much traffic should I be getting? Take the number of listings in your shop, multiply it by 20, and that is what your daily traffic should look like. And I'm talking about visits. So if it is not that, we have some work to do. This title says green chinoiserie, I had to look up how to say that out loud, pagoda print, blue and chartreuse watercolor wall art. Wow, so many issues with this. First of all, who can spell chinoiserie? I think I said that right. Pagoda, does anyone know what that means? Chartreuse, who can spell that correctly? Who is thinking to type these in? The person who would buy this artwork for their home, what are they actually searching for? What is the purpose of this artwork? The goal was colorful guest room wall decor. Or maybe they were looking for blue and green office wall art. Or maybe they were looking for teen watercolor wall decor. This might fit their needs. This might be the solution, but the parameters they were looking for that they were typing in were not at all what is in this title. So do you see the difference between what this title is and the long tail keywords that we described that buyers actually search for? The buyer-centric SEO is going to get this product found by the person who would actually spend money on it. The product-specific SEO that this seller is using is not gonna get this product found. It's not gonna get it sold. Some sellers, they're using the Etsy recommended titles. They're not getting any traffic and they're not getting any sales. And they're saying Etsy is oversaturated and it doesn't work. And it's why other sellers who are using customer-centric SEO are seeing traction in their first few weeks. Very different strategies with very different results. But here is where it gets more specific. And this is the part that most SEO advice completely skips. And this is the search patterns that customers use that sellers keep getting backwards. I want you to do a little experiment with me right now. I want you to pay attention to how your brain naturally phrases these things. So customers search in a pattern of general, specific, specific. So a general word, a specific about it. Most sellers are structuring their listings in the complete opposite way. So when a buyer searches, they start with the general, the noun, the big category, and then they get more narrow, more specific with descriptors to follow. They do not front load with adjectives, because when buyers search, they're thinking out loud as they type. And the noun comes first because that's how the brain works. So examples of what customers are typing are things like birthday gift mom, or wedding dress lace, boho. Nursery bedding, minimalist, neutral. Digital planner, neutral. Blanket, girl, custom name. So the theme is very clear and consistent. Buyers, customers, they are leading with the noun and the purpose of what they're looking for. But sellers are actually leading with the specifics. So flipping this one structure can really help out your ranking. For example, pink cottage toile crib sheet botanical baby bedding. This is one of Etsy's recommended titles, which we know we don't want to use. We are missing out on so much valuable SEO real estate to help this listing get found. Buyers are not typing in pink cottage toile because that's not the first thing they're looking for. They know I'm looking for a crib sheet. Okay, and I want it pink. So they would probably type in something like crib sheet pink. Now, if they happen to know that they specifically wanted toile, they would not start out with toile. They would start out with crib sheet toile. Now that you know the structure, what kinds of words should actually be in there? So we want to replace product descriptions with purpose, occasion, and utility, as well as placement. Here's a really great framework for you to take a picture of, write it down, and use. Gift for recipient under dollar amount. This is actually how people search. So for example, tumbler for teacher under $50. The second framework is occasion outfit for person. Birthday outfit for toddler. Perfect. The third framework is theme plus item for event. Unicorn welcome sign for baby shower. And the last one is phenomenal for anyone who does home decor. And this is item idea for location. And so you would do something like, let's say, wall art idea for entryway, or shelf decor idea for powder bathroom. So that is how people search. And your traffic is not only going to increase on Etsy when you do this, but also on Google and Pinterest when you are doing our Pinterest strategy. Now, the way to fix your SEO is not just adding in more keywords, it's about replacing the wrong type of keywords with the right keywords. We want to remember that Etsy absolutely is not eBay. eBay buyers search very differently. They search for specifics because they already know they are looking for a very specific product. And Etsy buyers, they're more browsers. They're browsing for solutions. They are searching by occasion, like Father's Day or baby shower or birthday or housewarming, and by utility, so like digital planner for budgeting or spreadsheet for small business, and by purpose, airplane activity for toddler or funny coworker gift. So when you shift from what the item is to what it does and who it's for, you align with the buyer's intent, and Etsy starts showing you to the right people. Now, there's one more layer to this that most people never talk about, and this is specifically how your long tail keywords work together in a title, because even if your words are right, the structure can still be wrong. So we're going to talk about long tail keywords that overlap, not keyword stuffing. And this is the part that separates sellers that are getting found in maybe 10 search results from the sellers who are getting found in like 100 search results. So the goal of your Etsy title is not to just list out keywords. It is to create overlapping long tail keyword combinations that multiply how many search results show your product. Short tail keywords are like 1 to 2 words. These are higher competition, they are lower conversion, they're more general, and long tail keywords are usually 3 to 5 word phrases. These have much lower competition and much higher buying intent, so a higher conversion rate. So the trick here and the goal is to structure your 140 character titles so that the end of one long tail keyword is the beginning of the next. And this creates dozens and dozens of compound search phrases from just one title without keyword stuffing. And we're not repeating any of our keywords. What you don't want is just like a list of disconnected keywords, right? That's keyword stuffing. What you do want is a flowing title where every 3 to 5 word kind of window is a phrase that someone would actually search. An example of a bad title would be like pink necklace, birthday gift, pink jewelry, sparkle fun, pink, purple, glitter, girl, gift, gold, chain, sweet 16, 13th birthday, charm, diamond, rhinestone, adjustable. Okay. Whoa. Right. Instead, a better title would be something like adjustable light pink sparkly necklace, gift for teen girl, prom necklace, statement jewelry, bridal party gift set. From this title, you're capturing these sets of long tail keywords: adjustable light pink necklace, pink sparkling necklace gift for necklace gift for teen girl prom necklace, statement jewelry bridal party, and bridal party gift set. So that means one title gets you shown under many different sets of utility-focused search results. Now, once you understand this, there's one more thing you need to do because fixing one listing is not enough. So I want to show you how to audit and fix your listings systematically. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed and not do any of it. The good news is you don't have to redo everything at once. So here's the exact system to work through it. You are going to go to your Etsy stats and you are going to sort your visits from low to high. Your lowest traffic listings have the worst SEO and potentially the worst photos, okay? And these are your priority. There's no way for you to make them worse, right? You can hardly make them worse. Don't be afraid to adjust these. And you want to ask yourself, is this title written from my perspective or my customer's perspective? What occasion, purpose, or utility does this solve? Who is buying it and who is it for, maybe? Or why are they buying it? And we're going to rewrite our SEO using that general specific framework and structure. And we're going to use overlapping long tail keywords, where the last word in one long tail keyword set is the beginning of the next long tail keyword set. And then we're going to make sure that our SEO is reflected in our descriptions. I would say after updating your entire shop, you should really see significant changes in your stats within 3 to 4 weeks. And if you can just commit to updating 2 to 10 listings a day, that would be a great goal. So remember, you don't need to overhaul all of your products. Just update your SEO so that people actually have a chance of finding you. And if you need more help with this, I would love to invite you to my next free live class. You can click on the link in the description or in the comments to register for my class. We usually allow about 200 people to attend each class. I do Q&A there as well, and I'll take you on a deep dive on what to be implementing in your shop. You can also click on the QR code if you would rather register that way, but I look forward to seeing you and further helping you with your shop. All right, I'll see you guys later.